First off, how are you doing, Jake, during these times?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's a bit quiet, like without now football.
So, how has it been for not having football in your life? How going to the game, stewarding, and that?
To be honest, it's been a little bit boring. Like I have to make time, like at home, painting rooms and stuff. So I painted my rooms, like, and done a bit more researching, um, like for games next season, like with the student wise.
So, first off, about how did you come interested in Hednesford?
I come in interested in Hednesford Town back in 2012.
Mhm.
Our first game was against FC United of Manchester. My very first one was, and I just supported Hednesford since then.
What can you remember that game?
Manic scenes. It was pitch invasion, loads of pyros setting off. Yeah.
And obviously, I remember you actually filming the game for Russia. So, how did that came about?
Yeah, the trip for Russell. Of my, I first started student at Russell, it was, and they never done none. There was a camera blog for one game.
Mhm.
So I said to him, yeah, I'll film the game for you. And since Russell has got like their own cameraman now, and like I stopped shooting for them, stopped filming for them, and I come to Hednesford Town.
So, what year did you come to join Hednesford?
Uh, Student wise,
Yeah.
this year it was.
So, what was the first game you actually stewarded, if you can remember? What the fuck? You're back on now, Jake.
Yeah, my very first game was. I can't remember my very first game.
Was it one of the pre-season games? The
I
Wolves
think,
game, or
yeah, I think it was like a. I can't remember my very first game.
so how did you come into stewarding? What sort of qualifications do you have to get? Or
So you would need to go through a student course. I think it's an MVQ level 1 student. So like I've done that with Warsaw Football Club.
Mhm.
Then I started student at Warsaw. Then I thought I'd come into Hednesford Town as student for them.
So how long did you have to do that course to become a steward?
It was a few weeks. I think it was around about 3-4 weeks. Like doing a test for.
And obviously Reese is there. I suppose he's the head steward. So what's it like joining the team that people have already done it for quite a while?
John, it's bringing more experience to me than really supporting me all the way with stuff like that. Then like I got all the background stewards like Owen, Dan, Daz, people like that. So yeah, you got people all behind you.
So what's it like stewarding a big game like a Tamworth? So what was that like?
The Tamworth game was easy, to be honest. There wasn't much trouble with them. The Tamworth game, there was only a slight trouble, like that was with a Wolves fan, which we already knew about him. He was, I do believe he was one of the Wolves hooligans. He come into the away end and started to cause trouble. Me and my other colleague, Tom, we escorted him out of the ground and the police dealt with him then.
So what's it like dealing with those sort of fans?
To be honest, I thought he was like me when I was a fan at Hednesford or like a ground like one of them. Like I used to get quite drunk, like and come into the games and stuff like that. But then it's like I look back at it now and thought I'm glad what I'm doing, like coming as steward.
And next question is, you're obviously steward at Warsaw as well. How does that compare to non-league?
It's a lot different. Like Warsaw are in League Two now, and hence like a non-league, and it's a big difference. Like you can see, like the fans' situation. I do believe a few years ago now, Warsaw came to Hednesford Town.
Yeah.
There was much fans there. Like I can remember that game quite well, and yeah, look, you got some of the Warsaw fans, which are Hednesford, and a few Warsaw fans, which are Russell as well.
So who's your favourite Hednesford player?
I got a few, to be honest. You got Dan Craney, who was the old goalkeeper, Ben Bailey, Ozzy, and Dan Craney. Yeah.
Jamie Osborne, was he one of them?
Yeah, Jamie Osborne. Yeah. Me and Jamie, I used to steward at Solly almost as well with another security company.
Yeah.
My other favourite player as well was Elliot Dura.
Soraya Elliott, what was it about him that he was one of your favourites?
He was just fast on the ball. He used to just weaving in and out through the players.
What's your favourite match?
My favourite match was the big local derbies: Stafford Rangers, Steward Bridge, and Tamworth.
Not the Russell one?
Russell, we haven't really got a big rival against them. Like they haven't really got like much fans there at the moment, so I wouldn't put Russell down on the list.
It did get a bit tasty, didn't it? The one on Boxing Day last year.
Yeah, Boxing Day last year. Yeah. We had a few of the drunken Warsaw fans there. Then like you had a couple of our fans just using them out, but you just ask them to calm it down. Like some of our fans pull them to one side.
Who's your favourite manager for Hednesford?
Favourite manager, Rob Smith, I would have to say.
So why Rob Smith?
He knows he's doing non-league games and stuff like that. He managed Telford. I do believe he managed Tamworth as well. And yeah, Rob Smith and Lowry, yeah.
So do you think Rob and Larry in the first spell rather than the second spell when they came back again recently?
Yeah. To be honest, I like when I first ever come to Hednesford games, Rob and Larry was there. I think it was FC United. It was Rob and Larry was managing Hednesford team, and I just liked him since then.
So what was it about them that you liked them? Were they friendly to you?
Just the enthusiasm, like bringing the energy to the club and stuff like that.
So just to ask, what's it like on a match day? What time do you arrive, and what sort of stuff do you do before the game starts?
So yeah, on match days, we come in as normal. Like we all like sit down, have a cup of tea, then we go around like checking the ground, like opening the gates, just emerging to gates just in case. Then we go upstairs or like sit on the main stands. We do a briefing, get the first aid stuff out, and we just wait for the fans to come in.
So what was it like stewarding the England under-18 game last year?
The England under-18s game was, it was quite eye experience. Like I can't remember how many fans we had through then, but yeah, I enjoyed that one quite well.
Let's talk about more recent things. Obviously, there's a new manager. What are your thoughts about Andy Morrell being a new manager at Hednesford?
I reckon he's going to bring some great players into the club. I do believe he's took a non-league team to Wembley before.
That was Wrexham.
And yeah. But yeah, I reckon he's going to come an eye opener to the club. Just how all the fans can get behind him.
So, if you had to tell him which players from last season's squad you'd like to keep, which ones would they be?
I would say Kieran Wells. He would know what he's doing. Kieran Wells, he's bring that full eye atmosphere like to the club. Yeah.
And obviously, we've got two incoming new owners coming into the club. So, if you could ask them anything, this is your chance. What would you ask them?
I would ask him. There's quite a few stuff what need updating to the club. Then like you got the behind the goal. If we could like have some entertained flags along there, all around the ground, and hopefully like another little fan spot like outside the ground.
Obviously, do you think it'd be nice to perhaps see some more younger fans come into the club?
Yeah. Like I would like to see like to get some of some Heath A fans up there up in the club, some local ones. To just bring the atmosphere to the club. Like I do believe we only have 400 and something odd fans on a match day, 300. So like it varies, but like we would need to get the club back to the level like we did at FC United. We would need a good run.
So do you think if the team was more successful next
Yeah.
season, I think that would help?
It's a bit like last season. I can remember like top of the league. That was bringing fans in. Then we dropped down.
And then went back to the average about 300, 200.
It went back to the average 300, 200.
So do you think we'll be playing football this year? Do you think we'll be back?
I can't see it happening this year now. I could see next season, we're going to be the top up there. But hopefully, like we have Stafford Rangers in this next season with FC United of Manchester.
So you would rather go back into the Northern League?
Yeah. To be honest, I would like to see us back up in the Conference North, playing Kidderminster, York City, peoples like that.
A final question is: do you think, because of the current situation, Hednesford will be back in action this year, or can it be seen that Hednesford will start next year?
No. Next season, but not this season. I can't see nothing happening due to the coronavirus and stuff like that.
Thank you, Jake, for doing this.